So you're looking to play one of the most anticipated Minecraft servers, but you don't know where to start. Allow me to help you with that. Let's start with the class selection. There are 3 different armor types: magical, light, and heavy. Each class has its own weapon type and 2 different abilities at its disposal. For example, Knight uses a short-range sword as its primary weapon, and in combat it uses an emblem, which primarily bolsters its movement and attack speed. Additionally, it can use a shield that can offer a defense boost and a burst of damage. Another example is the Necromancer. For your main weapon, you'll be wielding a high-range staff, and your first ability is a skull which siphons health from the enemy. The second ability is the Scripture, a book which summons turrets to deal incredibly high DPS. Figure out which abilities to use in different situations. On Necromancer, I like to clear dungeons with the Scripture and then switch to the skull on the boss just to be safe. Definitely experiment with a couple of the classes and find which one suits you the best by typing /classes and exploring each one. After selecting your class, you'll be asked to set a loot filter. I accidentally clicked no, but you should probably click yes. It means that you'll only be able to pick up loot for your class, which is usually what you'd want. All of the rare loot in the game bypasses this filter, so don't worry about accidentally missing something cool. You can configure your loot settings at any time by typing /loot. And then finally, you'll be asked to select your rule set. With the normal mode, you'll be able to use the economy after reaching level 20. If you die, your character will be gone, wiped, and starting over, which is why softcore exists. We recommend this mode for people who are trying to learn the game with no punishment whatsoever. No death, but no access to the economy. For those who enjoy a bit of a challenge, you may like the hardcore mode. It's got its own separate leaderboard for those who've obtained the most fame, and like softcore, no access to the economy. So you've just found yourself into the hub. What you're going to want to do is click on this big planet, which will take you to a realm, or if you'd like to play with friends, it's recommended to go into the same realm portal as those you wish to play the game with. So what even is Telos Realms? Well, you see, we live in a multiverse. Telos is one of the universes within that multiverse. Turns out there's some big bad guy that wants to conquer it, so he's managed to corrupt civilians and send intergalactic threats to do his bidding. Anyways, blah blah blah, law this, law that, who cares? Your job is to get as strong as possible and to defeat these enemies and save Telos from imminent doom. How do you do that? Well, let's start at the beach. Enemies here will drop some small upgrades for you, whether it be a helmet, a chest plate, a weapon, or an ability. Press L and you'll see your current quest line that's been given to you after you've completed the tutorial. You'll want to follow these quests as it'll teach you a lot about certain items and the general game loop. You'll definitely want to use your mount for faster travel and explore the biomes the quest line tells you to. To do this, you will want to press F. To get a waypoint to these biomes, click on the obelisk, click on locate, biomes, and then click the desired biome you wish to travel to. This will draw a compass on your screen telling you exactly where it is. As you progress, you will get better and better loot. You can also store this loot in the stash. However, you can only do this if you're playing on normal mode, not softcore mode or hardcore. One of the most important things to note is this: the eye of the Nexus item. Use it at any point to escape danger and take you to the hub. You can use this item at any point to escape, and you need to get used to it because this game, after all, is permadeath, meaning if you die on your character, it's gone forever and you'll have to start fresh. Unless of course you've utilized the previously talked about stash and have got a bunch of items for a new character. You can use this item at any time to escape, and you need to get used to it because permadeath is very punishing, though it is expected. It's how you learn the game after all. One thing that you've certainly noticed by now are these portals. These are dungeon portals. Holding crouch over these portals will start a timer, and after 2 seconds you are able to enter the dungeon. Each dungeon has a separate tier point requirement. Tier points are the total of points your weapon, ability, and armors give. For example, I currently have a full set of tier 1 gear, which gives me 6 points, 4 from the armor, 1 from the ability, and 1 from the weapon. So if you have a full set of low level gear and you try to enter one of the hardest dungeons in the game, I'm sorry, you've run out of luck. Some bosses give exclusive, unique, and rare rewards. For example, whilst playing Knight, I looted a titanium cleaver. This is a melee weapon with a really cool combo attack, and on top of that, it's very accessible. You can view the drop tables of all of the bosses in the /wiki command and then click dungeons and bosses. Something to note is that it is incredibly useful to play in third person. If you look down and shoot, your shots will go straight. For this server, it's recommended that you learn to play in third person as well as first person depending on your situation. And not to get too existential, but what happens after you die? I think it's a little bit early for that conversation, but at least in Telos Realms, when you are below level 20, nothing happens. Upon dropping to 0 health, you are just sent back to the hub with 0 consequences. Above level 20, all the additional XP you gained, called Fame, transfers 1-to-1 as Glory, and you lose your items as well as a good portion of the stats you have gained through consuming potions. Just a moment ago, I brought up something called Glory. Glory is essentially the currency that is used in Telos Realms to access the marketplace and purchasing things such as keys for for loot boxes. If you die, you may want to try out another class. You can always do that through /classes. But if you're anything like me and will most likely spend the entire time playing Necromancer and Arcanist, you're probably gonna have no need for that. As said before, dying in this game can feel super punishing, but that's what gives these items value. The fact that all of it can be deleted through one wrong move gives the rare loot in this server a lot more value, and it makes it so much more exciting to obtain. Look at this skull that I got from the Arctic Colossus.
Wait, I actually got a white bag. Oh, wait, I actually got it. I got it.
I will be very devastated if I die with this. So join Telos today. If you have more questions, then leave them in the comments or in the Discord at discord.gg/telosmc.